Nico joins us. Nico, so much to talk to you about. We featured you in that piece there. Congratulations on The Walking Dead. I want to talk about the spinoff series there. But as I said, I enjoy when something that we've planned to talk about on our show is so relevant that it's in the news. Non-binary, people who identify as non-binary. How do you explain your identity and really how you described it to your family?
Yeah, well, I think it's just that. It's my identity, right? Non-binary identity means something totally different to every single person who may or may not identify as non-binary, and that's okay, right? The work around non-binary identity and gender is more for me about spirituality, and self-determination, right? We were only given these two options. What if there's more?
What if there's more? And it's fascinating with your journey. I know you've spoken about when you first went to Hollywood, there was an agent who told you to cut your long hair, saying that you would get more work because you would look more masculine. It reminded me so much of what Billy Porter, when he was a guest on the show, told me once he started to own his identity, the roles started coming in. Once you released the stigma or the bad advice the agent clearly gave you about who you are, a lot changed for you in Hollywood.
Well, Billy is a dear, dear friend of mine, and the work that he has been able to do in the space is just unprecedented. So shout out, Billy. We love you. I mean, look, I'm an actor first. It's my job to play other people on television and to quite literally transform into other beings. And early on in my career, I realized the more work that I can do internally to understand everyone and everything that existed inside, the more I can bring out, right? More I could come out of sorts.
Nico, I'm curious about this because we were talking about how people will typecast you once you revealed more about yourself. And now you played the heartthrob Josh on TV Land's Younger, a very masculine character, a role you got in 2015. Well, some people would say hunky masculine. I don't know what that means, but that's what the team told me this character identifies as. Do you think you would have gotten that role? I guess I'm asking you, being non-binary now and announcing that, how does that impact when there's a script for a so-called hunky heartthrob? Do you still hear agents and directors worry, well, you know, they know so much about his personal life, they won't believe him in this role? Or them. See, I made my first mistake there. It's them.
It's all good. We are all working on it. It is not.
Okay, let me dump the script here because I just got nervous because I said him and I should have said them. And you know that a lot of people will make that mistake. How do we, how do we make an awkward moment okay?
Yeah, I mean, I think language continues to fail us all the time. It gets in the way of how we're actually feeling. And unfortunately, within the community and on the outside of the community, we get so hung up on words and identifiers that we forget how we feel. This conversation, non-binary identity, has to do with how we feel. It has nothing to do with how we look or what it means to be out in the world, right? This is a conversation about how we feel. And unfortunately, that's a hard conversation to have right now because we are still so focused on how we all look. I mean, we all can't even agree just like at a basic level that everyone, no matter their skin color, should have basic equal rights and opportunity. How can we begin to have a conversation about how we feel if we can't get past how we look?
Walking Dead, I'm a fan, excited since day one. This weekend's premiere of the new spinoff series, The Walking Dead World Beyond. You play Felix, a gay character who joins the group. How much pressure is it to keep this franchise going? Because it has been moving along, and now you've got these spinoffs. How does that feel to really have the weight of the franchise on your shoulders, friend?
Well, I think 10 years later, the show is even more important. We have more zombies and walkers on television, on the news, than we do in the Walking Dead series, right? We're talking mirrors today, Tamron, right? So, look, I have wanted to play a queer superhero for such a long time, and I finally get that opportunity with Felix. This is a story maybe not about superheroes, but every human being is a superhero to some capacity, and I get to bring Felix to life.